Welcome to our first episode of a new series for Greater Mankato Growth, where we intend to help feature some of the marketplace highlights here in Greater Mankato. I'm Jonathan Ziert. I'm the President and CEO for Greater Mankato Growth Incorporated. Now, this new series will consist of 3 different parts. The first part, 5 minutes or so, will focus on things that are happening in the marketplace or information that should be really valuable and interesting to you as a member or someone interested in the Greater Mankato regional community. The next 2 segments, each about 5 minutes long, will feature a member business within the Greater Mankato community, giving you an in-depth look at what that business is about, the people that are a part of them, and the things that they're up to, as well as some sharing of expertise from that business. The goal for us is to help increase your understanding of our Greater Mankato marketplace, increase your understanding of the businesses that are here, and reach a wider audience as we go about doing that. Each month we'll have a different theme or a different focus, and this month our focus will be on raising our visibility and its relationship to public affairs. And let me start first with that raising our visibility aspect. We've worked tirelessly for a number of years to continue to make sure that the Greater Mankato marketplace, those words of Mankato, North Mankato, Eagle Lake, and other communities, show up on the radar. They show up in the news and the lexicon of conversation from individuals throughout our state and really throughout our country. That doesn't happen by accident. And one of the events that we launched a number of years ago was something that we call Greater Mankato at the Capitol. Now, just recently we took a contingent of nearly 150 leaders from our business community to ascend on the Capitol in St. Paul. The purpose of that event is to help the individuals there, our elected officials, legislators, state administrative officials, and others, to better understand this place we call Greater Mankato, its size, its scope, and its influence to not only our region, but to the entire state. This is an annual event that we think is a signature for helping advance our cause as a regional marketplace. Now, in addition to that, on this public arena side of conversation, throughout the course of a year, we run a monthly forum series. Each one of those forums focuses on a particular subject matter where we convene subject matter experts, whether that be an elected official like our congressman or whether it be somebody, say, in demography, who attends a lunch or a breakfast with a handful of business leaders, maybe 40 or 50, who come to have a discussion with that leader and learn more about the subject. In addition to that, we've also hosted in the past candidate forums, and of course with an upcoming election this fall, you'll find us engaged in those opportunities for you as a voter to become better educated about the individuals you'll be casting ballots for in the coming fall. And if you can't participate in those candidate forums or other forums, much of that information is available online at our website at greatermankato.com. Now, in addition to raising our visibility from a public policy or a public affairs standpoint, it's also important from a business development standpoint and really a talent development or workforce development standpoint. There are a number of activities that we engage in throughout the course of a year as Greater Mankato Growth and our affiliate organizations that's really designed to create a sense of community, a sense of livability here. So for example, upcoming, we'll kick off our business showcase. And that event's an opportunity for nearly 100 businesses to come together and showcase what they're about. Now, why that's of interest to you is you may not be familiar with all the businesses that exist in our marketplace and why they're here and what they do. That event's free and open to the public, and it gives you an opportunity to learn more about what businesses are here. That contributes to your vitality, but it also creates an opportunity for future workforce conversations. Folks you might be in conversation with who are thinking about where they might like to locate, or somebody in your family that might be thinking about a future. Those opportunities create an opportunity for individuals to think about where they might like to take their next economic opportunity. But it's not just about work, it's also about what folks do for fun and how they feel about this place. So in the upcoming days and weeks, you're going to see a transition in our City Art Walking Tour. The old sculptures will come down and new ones will go up, and those will be up for the next coming months, the 11 months. That creates a vitality in our city center. Or for example, June will arrive fairly soon, and our Songs on the Lawn event will kick off. Every Thursday in the month of June, a live band performing in the middle of our city center. Those events create an energy and an opportunity for people to feel good about where they work. Those types of events aren't just good for us, but they create attention on our community. Those are the types of events that cause others to put on lists that name us as being one of the coolest urban spaces in the U.S., or having, say, my favorite, the coolest playground, or being named one of the best college towns or hockey towns, or ending up on the Forbes best places for small businesses and careers. Those are the types of things that make this a destination community. These are all things that we're proud of and we think you should be as well. Now, we're going to take a moment and switch to the next part of this series. You're going to get a chance to be introduced to two businesses that are in our marketplace, the individuals that are part of them, and what they're up to. We hope you enjoy getting to know more about each one of them and their businesses. I'm joined now with Amy from Terrace Communities. Amy, welcome.
Thank you.
It's good to have you here with us today.
Thank you.
So let's start by just introducing yourself a little bit. Who you are, Terrace Communities, your role there.
Well, my name, like you said, is Amy. I am a registered nurse and director of nursing at Terrace Communities. Our communities started with our first one in 2000, and that was our community in North Mankato. We started out small and became a large assisted living, memory unit, and independent living. Since that time, we have added 3 more communities, our one in Gaylord, and we have one in Jordan, Minnesota, and our newest will be opening in June in Le Sueur.
Oh my goodness, that's an expansive area that you're covering.
It is.
What would you describe as sort of the sweet spot of what Terrace Communities are about?
You know, I think that we really pride ourselves and strive to provide that high level of care that people need in their elder years, and in a home-like more environment, making it more like their home so that they feel comfortable. You know, we hope that this is their last place to move before they end their life.
Right. Now, are there specialties of conditions or things like that that you really find yourself dealing with or find yourself really skilled at Terrace?
Sure. Our memory care is a big part of our buildings, all of our communities. We really strive to take quite a bit of memory care, up to 40 elders in our memory care unit alone. And we work really hard to make them comfortable, let them wander as they need to move about the building and be able to continue through their life.
It's not an easy time, right? I mean, that transition for families and for the individuals. There probably is some advice that you would share with folks as they maybe enter that time with parents or others. What would you share?
It is a very difficult time. It's one that sometimes is harder on the families than it is on the person moving into the community. They're looking a lot for companionship, for just something to not have to worry about those outdoor activities of shoveling and mowing the grass and cleaning a house anymore, and looking for a companion and many friends within the community. Families, they have that harder decision of, okay, where do I put mom or dad, or and is this the right spot? I find quite a few residents move in and are so excited, and they've made the choice, so it's easier for the family. Yeah.
How much nicer that is.
Yeah.
And you must find yourself really in a consultative mode with the families as much as the individuals.
Very much so. Right? You know, it's one of those situations where some people like to be really involved and know everything that's going on with mom or dad, and some people just trust that they're in good hands and we're controlling what needs to be controlled.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned you've got a new facility that you're opening. I think you said in Le Sueur.
In Le Sueur, yep.
So are there some other new projects or things that are coming down the pipeline, so to speak, for you that you're working on?
We are, right now in our Gaylord community, we're most excited about, we have a nursing home in our Gaylord community, and they have been chosen as one of 50 communities to do an on-site pressure ulcer prevention program. So they have computer systems, and they work with the University of Chicago and Health Stratus, and are trying to eliminate and decrease the amount of pressure ulcers. We also recently received a grant for education so that we can help our staff continue their educations, and whether it be in nursing or just continuing within our community to learn more about dementia or more about just caring for the elderly.
And so the future, we have an aging community, population, boomers, etc.
Yes.
What's the future like for Terrace Communities?
I think it's going to be a continual growth. We're going to see that higher level of care where we need to staff better, staff more people than we are now. Just really working with those residents and the change as the baby boomers come in and those things, changing the way we take care of elders is coming.
There's going to be ongoing demand for what you're doing, and the work you're doing is
Yes.
so important, and we're all going to be reliant on that. Amy, thanks
Yes.
so much for taking time
Thank
to be
you.
with us today and sharing
Thank
a little
you.
bit about Oak Terrace.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, I'm joined by Brad from CliftonLarsonAllen. Brad, thank you for joining us today.
Jonathan, I appreciate the invite.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. Tell us a little bit about yourself and about CliftonLarsonAllen, just to get started.
Sure. Well, I'm a CPA at CliftonLarsonAllen. Been with the firm now for, it'll be 11 years in May. So our firm, we acquired 3 firms about 2007. So that's when we first came into Mankato. It was 3 smaller firms, Peterson and Company, Ahern Montague Vogler, and Osborne Hicks. So we had the 3 firms that kind of came together. And so we're now together. We had another merger in 2011. We're the 8th largest accounting firm in the country. The piece that's a little unique about us is that usually firms of that size don't like to deal with small businesses.
Okay.
And that's not our sweet spot. That's not what we focus on. Our focus is really privately held businesses and their owners. So we're able to bring the resources of a very large firm to small business and a really larger business as well.
Now, what types of resources, when you talk about that from a large firm
Sure.
standpoint, you've been able to aggregate those types of, what do those resources look like that are advantageous to private
Sure. So
business owners?
we have a group of individuals where they have really no direct client responsibility. Their only responsibility is really to serve in specialty areas, such as there might be certain tax credits that people would qualify for, certain specialty services like identity theft issues that may come up and dealing with IT security, as well as people that just are nationally recognized as being experts in certain areas and are really just resources for us. So if I have a question, for example, like in the tax area, I can just pick up the phone and give a call to one of these experts and they can help me through whatever the challenge may be.
So you really just have this whole fleet or portfolio of expertise.
Absolutely. Well, I don't have any,
Comes
but
available.
I just know who to call and get the answer from.
What is some of that expertise that you might share? What's a little nugget that you could share with people that might be watching today?
Sure. The piece, there's lots of, you can Google and there's all kinds of different tax advice and different opportunities to take advantage of. The big issue that's really kind of come up now is a lot of identity theft. So the piece that I like to tell people is it's not been as bad this year, but last year was a huge issue with a lot of people's identities being stolen when they file their tax returns.
Right.
That people would file tax returns fraudulently on their behalf. So have people be aware of that and really file it early if you can, if you're expecting a large refund, because if your identity is stolen, it could take probably about 6 to 9 months to get you your refund that you're entitled to if your identity is stolen.
So the real trick there is just file early.
Absolutely, file early and often.
We shouldn't procrastinate in
Right.
general, right? But this
Right.
is a great example of why not to
Correct.
procrastinate.
Yes.
So where's the future of CliftonLarsonAllen? Where are you headed next? What kind of projects are in front of you? What's the future look like? What's up?
So the future for us, really when we look at Mankato, so our firm is very focused on industry lines. I focus on manufacturing, construction, real estate.
Okay.
We have experts in agribusiness or banking, and we kind of try to focus on specific industries. And when we look at Mankato, we see a lot of growth opportunity throughout the community, as you've seen as part of GMG. So what we're looking at is how do we be that resource for those new businesses that are coming up, and ones that are starting in somebody's garage or somebody has an idea and they want to bring it to market. How do we help them build that? And for the existing businesses, we can come in and kind of be that resource to help them grow and let them focus on what they do well, go out and sell more product or build another house, whatever it might be, and let us kind of handle the accounting side of it so they can focus on their talents and not deal with the day-to-day accounting piece of it.
It's really a critically important piece for any business, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
they're really focused on their product or their service and their customers,
Right.
and to not be
As they should be.
Yeah, and so to have an associate there
Right.
that can help give them this kind of counsel is what's critically important for businesses to be
Yeah,
successful.
The key that we like to put on there is we think it's kind of a partnership where we'll bring people out really as much or as little as they need. We've got some cases where, from the outside perspective, they can't tell who's an employee and who's of the client that we're working with, or who's an employee of CliftonLarsonAllen. So we're just there regularly and often, and really just have a seamless integration, so that they can focus on really the value piece that makes their business successful, and not deal with paying bills or whatever else kind of goes on behind the scenes.
Seamless is a great word, and we're going to use that as a transition for a little special piece that we're going to do right next.
All right, thanks.
All right, so Brad, we're standing here on plastic, and you're covered in plastic. What's the story?
So, we're community oriented, so we did a fundraiser in the office, and if you raise enough money, you get, or on your behalf, you get to take a pie in the face. Well, we got almost the entire office in Mankato to do it, so we've got about 30 people, and I'm the lucky one who gets to do it on set.
The lucky one.
The lucky one.
So this pie is going in your face. You want to take your glasses off?
I think I should.
Okay. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Are you sure? Here it comes. How's that taste?
Oh, delicious. You want to try it?
No, we need a spoon, though, for him, huh? Hey, that's another episode. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here,
Thanks,
Brad.
Jonathan.